Dear friends, today I would like to share my views on an important subject, caste system, a crime against Constitution. Its annihilation is the only solution. In recent times, we are witnessing and hearing about the increased atrocities on scheduled castes and scheduled tribes throughout the country, and particularly in northern states, where the rape and murder of Dalit women and atrocities and attacks on Dalits has become a regular feature in news. The root cause for all this is the caste system, which divides the human beings into different grades and classes, which does not exist anywhere in the world except in India. What is the caste system and why it is responsible for all the inequalities, social, political or economic, that are prevailing and increasing day by day, needs to be examined in the context of the provisions in the Constitution of India for abolition of untouchability and discrimination in any form against any citizen. I would like to share my views as to how this caste system is becoming more and more powerful and causing social, political and economic disharmony and disparity, and how it violates the fundamental rights provided in the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India, fathered by Baba Sahib Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, in its preamble has set out the aims and objectives of the nation by declaring that the people of India gave to themselves this Constitution to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In order to realize these solemn objects, the Constitution of India gave fundamental rights to all citizens under Article 14 to 19, 21, 23 and 24. Article 17 of the Constitution mandates and declares that untouchability abolished and its practice in any form is forbidden. The enforcement of any disability out of untouchability shall be an offence punishable in accordance with the law. This fundamental right is also very significant from the point of view of the equality before law or the equal protection of laws within the, as mentioned in Article 14, and that the state shall not deny to any person equality before law or the equal protection of the laws within the territory of India. Likewise, Article 15 mandates that the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on the grounds of religion, race, caste, etc., and that no citizen shall be subject to any disability, liability, restriction or condition on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth or any of them. Article 15.4 also declares that nothing in this article or in clause 2 of Article 29 shall prevent the state from making any special provision for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Likewise, Article 16.4 of the Constitution provides special provision for the reservations of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens which is not adequately represented in the services of the state. In the light of these constitutional provisions and their implementation for the last 70 years, why this social and caste discrimination and untouchability continue to perpetuate and becoming worse is a moot point. Invariably, it is because of the caste system. Untouchability is neither defined in the Constitution nor in any act. It refers to a social practice which looks down upon certain depressed classes solely on account of their birth in a particular caste and makes any discrimination against them on this ground. Caste is a system in which determination of position, rights and duties of an individual is done on the basis of birth of such individual in a particular group. Under caste system, an individual is not allowed to change his or her status. Caste system leads to untouchability and legitimizes the concept of social inequality. So far as social organization of caste is concerned, there is division of society into the groups, ranking in a different hierarchy and in a system of values, and the root of the caste system lies in a Hindu social organization which is based on Varna system and which has got roots in Manudharma Shastra. Caste in the hands of orthodox Manuvadis has been a powerful weapon for persecuting Panchamas or untouchable classes. Ambedkar said, there cannot be more degrading system of social organization than Chaturvarna. It is the system which deadens, paralyzes and cripples the people from helpful activity. Baba Sahib Ambedkar further said, the root of untouchability is the caste system and its Hindu religion attached to Varna and Ashram. And the root of Varnashram is the Brahmanical religion, and the root of Brahmanical religion is authoritarianism or political power. So caste system is such a deep-rooted and pervasive concept. It is rigid form of stratification of a social system in which mobility of rank and status is not allowed. It perpetuates exploitation of economically weaker and socially inferior caste of the people. Baba Sahib Ambedkar further said that caste is a barrier to social progress and was the direct result of Hindu caste system. Caste has killed public spirit and destroyed the sense of public charity and made public opinion impossible. Virtue has become a caste-ridden and morality has become caste-born. Caste is a notion and it is a state of mind. In my view, what is wrong is their religion which has inculcated this notion of caste. Then obviously, the enemy is not the people who observe the caste, but the Shastras which teach them this religion of caste. The real remedy is to destroy the belief in the sanctity of Shastras. You cannot build anything on the foundation of the caste. You cannot build up a nation or cannot build up a morality. Anything that you build up on the foundation of the caste will crack and will never be a whole. You must make your own efforts to uproot this caste system. If not in my way, then in your own way. That's what Baba Sahib Ambedkar told the people. No doubt, this statute book of India contains many legislations ostensibly designed to abolish untouchability and other social disabilities scheduled castes are facing and to give them special opportunities for advancement in education and employment in the form of fundamental rights in Article 17, 15 and 16, 23 and 24. The acts like Protection of Civil Rights Act and the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act were enacted and brought into existence to enforce this fundamental right of abolition of untouchability. The existence to the Honorable Supreme Court of India expressed its serious concern on the continuance of practice of untouchability as long back as in 1992 in its judgment in the state of Karnataka versus Appavalli Ingel dated 1/12/1992 and held untouchability is an indirect form of slavery and only an extension of caste system. Caste system and untouchability stand together and will fall together. The idea of hoping to eradicate untouchability without destroying caste system is an utter futility. The practice of untouchability in any form is therefore a crime against the Constitution. Thus, mere legislative prescriptions cannot abolish deeply entrenched social abuses and economic bondages. All the laws and constitutional prescriptions, notwithstanding their enforcement, is a colossal flop and fraud. Investigation into the offences against the scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, say recent examples, Rohit Vemla suicide, Hyderabad Central University case, and Hathras gang rape and murder of a Dalit girl in Uttar Pradesh, are often done by hostile political upper caste leadership and police setup. Most of these atrocity cases rarely reach the court, and even if they do, they hardly survive to end in a conviction. Likewise, the situation is no different regarding to the special provisions under Article 15 and 16 of the Constitution, which are meant for uplifting SCs and STs in educational and employment sectors. After 70 years of implementation of these special provisions, how many chief ministers and chief justices or judges in the Supreme Court or various high courts, and how many law officers including Solicitor General, Attorney General, Advocate General and other highest law officers including officers in the Supreme Court and high courts are occupying or are appointed from these SC/ST communities. How many SC/ST cadres are occupying the highest post in the central and state governments, administrative setup and other various public and private enterprises and professions? How many of IAS or IPS officers from these communities are given important positions in the administrative hierarchy in central and state governments? How many great artists, singers, professors, scientists and media persons are drawn from these communities? Their recruitment and employment is full only in the menial and low-grade category of jobs, whether it is public sector or private sector. Thus, it is clear that the so-called special advantages extended to these suppressed classes have largely become a hoax or a gross exaggeration. On the other hand, there have been constant and consistent attempts through the statutory institutions to dilute these constitutional safeguards and laws. In 2018, the SC/ST POA Prevention of Atrocities Act was totally diluted and became ineffective with the judgment of the Supreme Court dated 20th March 2018. But the same was restored due to the nationwide protest and sacrifice of SC/ST communities, forcing the central government to amend the act by way of SC/ST POA Amendment Act number 27/2018 dated 17th August 2018. And of course, the same was upheld by the Supreme Court by judgment dated 30th September 2019. Likewise, the judgments in case of reservations and reservation in promotions are also considerably diluted the efficacy of the same in the recent Supreme Court judgment in Civil Appeal number 1226 of 2020 and a batch in Mukesh Kumar and another versus State of Uttarakhand dated 7/2/2020. Civil Appeal number 3609 of 2002 and 7040 of 2002 in Chebrol Leela Prasad Rao and others versus State of Andhra Pradesh and others dated 22nd April 2020, and Civil Appeal number 2317 of 2011 of the State of Punjab and others versus Devendra Singh and others dated 27th August 2020. With the startling observations that reservations to the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes is not a fundamental right. So these special provisions are being considerably diluted day by day. Democracy is based on principle of equality, fraternity and liberty, whereas the caste system is based on inequality of status and opportunities, which often creates conflict and tension in the society. Caste system is an obstacle in the normal and smooth functioning of democracy. That is why Baba Sahib Ambedkar said that the real freedom and democracy cannot be cherished and progressed without attaining social and economic democracy. So it is clear, as long as the caste system exists, the fundamental right of abolition of untouchability cannot be realized or implemented. This vicious caste system is the product of Varna system, which is the child or offshoot of Manadharma Shastra. So the root of untouchability is the caste system, and that must be destroyed with its roots. Is it possible in these days? In the last 70 years of constitution and special laws implementation, which have failed to uphold the fundamental right of abolition of untouchability due to the domination of governance of the state by the Manavadi-minded and caste-centric sections of the society. As such, this right remained on paper without realistic implementation. In the last 6 years, there has been systematic attempt by political and institutional methods to dilute even the special laws and constitutional protections to the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, not to speak of implementing the fundamental right of abolition of untouchability. The democratic system is polluted with the increasing caste-based and religious communal-based hate politics for electoral gains. The Constitution of India and all statutory wings of the state and institutions are under severe attack and distortion from the communal fringe forces and the majoritarian tendencies. Added to this, the casteist and communal forces are constantly committing atrocities on Dalits in various forms and dividing them on subcaste and religion lines, while diluting their constitutional rights day by day, using their political power and control over the statutory institutions and governmental agencies. Unless the democratic, secular, rational, pluralistic, constitutional forces, and more particularly the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, realize this danger from the communal majoritarian forces and unite to protect the constitution and the rights conferred on them therein, along with the statutory institutions, and fight for rooting out or annihilation of the caste system altogether, realization of the object of fundamental right of abolition of untouchability in any form will be a distant dream. Thank you very much.